Now, I think I updated it, the colours, so I hope it works out, man. I might have just changed it to red and blue, but
Oh, it is purple versus pink.
yeah.
Really hard for colorblind people to see, I think.
Okay, dokie. So here we are, and let's just see if I can do that. Okay, so I am gonna have to change that after all. That is going to be switched over. No. So he's blue and he's red. And there we go. That'll do. Okay, so over here in the top left hand corner we do have Infused JonnyRecco. He is the blue Zerg over here in the top left hand corner on IPL Shakuras. And over in the top right we do have FXO's Elbegast. He is the red Protoss player. Now Team Infused is 1-0 up in this show match in this best of 9. You know, King of the Hill style, so winner stays on. So as you see, Johnny was in last game and he's going to be staying in until he gets knocked out, and we will see him go up against Elbegast in this game 2. So Starnan, our resident Protoss pro,
Yeah.
what do you think about this map? I mean, I know this map seems pretty balanced in terms of ZVP. I know there's a lot of talk about, you know, Terrans being a little bit strong in ZVT on this map, you know, with the middle grounds and whatnot, but how do you feel about this map in this matchup?
Uh, the natural is really easy to take since there is a ramp down from your natural, so you can force expand really easy. But we see Elbegast is actually going for the gateway expansion. But the tricky part is, where do you want to take your third as a Protoss? Do you want to take it in the middle and wall off to the watchtower, or do you want to take it far away on the bottom right side? So that can be the question. How you want to go from there, but we see a gateway expand here, so we will have to see how he wants to follow this up.
I could imagine trying to take it in the middle would be the safer of the two. It'd be a little bit quicker to, you know, to defend, you know, just going down freely natural and whatnot. But then again, it's not a ramp, so you can't force field
it. Exactly. I also opt for the middle one, because then you can kill the rocks and you can take a really safe fourth. And if you're on those positions, when you have killed the rocks, you can actually have a pylon on low ground, so you can just warp up into the main of the Zerg, which is really, really good.
Oh, you mean, yeah, right. I see what you mean.
Okay, good. It's maybe a bit hard to explain.
No, I got you. Yeah, like you can do a little harassment there if you take the base, because you know you can just start warping up directly into the main. So in these positions here, close by, you know, top left and top right. Do you think that lends itself more to kind of you know, Stargate play early on, normally? But obviously we do see Gateway first, so.
Yeah, I could see that coming. It's overall good on this map, because the third of the Zerg is also far away, so you have to have a nice creep spread to save it with queens.
Yeah. Right, and I've seen a lot of different variations of this gateway expand into, you know, this gateway into forge expand style that we see quite often, you know, in PvZ. It's a little weird, but I've seen people utilize it, you know, with Stargates, because you get that earlier cybernetics core house that allows you to get that +1 on the air, for example, and that makes your Voiders and your Phoenixes that much stronger. But me and Johnny were talking about this at iSeries, and he's very much aware of that threat now. So after it got done to him twice on ladder in a single day, so
yeah, the hard thing to know when as a Zerg, when a Protoss go gateway expansion, is this something they usually do? Are they going for a 1-gate expansion, or are they going to 4-gate me? But we see JonnyRecco had a well-placed Overlord at the natural of Elbegast, so he sees that expand is going down, so he won't produce any more links. He already got 8 out on the map, which is maybe a few too many. You usually only want to have 4, but he had to make them to be safe.
Yeah.
He also saw he had to put down that spine crawler.
And you make a very good point, because the game in question I was talking about, the Protoss player that Johnny was playing against actually feigned a 4-gate, sent a whole bunch of units to actually put a pylon down at the natural of Johnny, and then behind it he did, you know, forge expand into the +1 air attacks into Stargate, as I was talking about. So it was quite high level stuff. So, but Johnny is aware of that, like you said. He had the Overlord in position, he sees that there was a Nexus, so he knows it wasn't a 1-base 4-gate all-in. We do see a whole bunch of you know, Lings out on the map now. Speed is just about to kick in for them, so he will just kind of buck up the ramp.
Yeah, and he's taking a really late third. He's actually double gassing now, but he hasn't fully saturated gas on his main base, so I don't know if this is a mistake or if he really wants to do it.
No, he's just now put a third
do you
on
know
there.
what do you think Zerg is going for? Do you have you seen this before?
This
He's
is
going for max patch now.
yeah. This just looks like it's going to be a 2-base bust. You know, he's throwing down that extra macro hatch in his main, getting that roach run out. So it could be a 2-base bust. Is he still making drones? Yes, he is. There's 5 drones. Let's see if he stops producing drones anytime soon. Lair is on the way, so that could be for things like speed and whatnot. Evolution Chamber is about to finish. I'm a little intrigued, actually. Yeah, plus
range there.
here comes Warpers. No, he's still making drones. So no, I 6 drones now in production. So I'm not overly too sure if this is going to be an all-in. He might just be making that hatch because he thinks there's going to be some sort of 2-base heavy aggression coming his way. I'm not overly too sure. We'll have to see.
We see the Warp Prism coming. So
yeah,
will Elbegast be going for the thing where you force fill the ramp of the circular? He is warping in 4 sentries near the warping prism, so he's going to pick those up. The question is, will he make it some kind of all-in?
Overlord does spot it. That was going in, so it's good timing. Does he see it though? He is retreating a whole bunch of Zerglings back to his base. Is he making a whole? Yep, a whole bunch of roaches are in production and they are going straight into the main. So he knows about it and he will be able to shut it down pretty easily.
Yeah, and there's only 5 warp gates, so it won't be that strong. And now we have to lose those zealots actually.
Yep, these zealots warped in for very little reason. They are going to go down without doing any damage at all. Overseer does get a good scout off and actually drops down a changing there, but sees very little. And Johnny, it looks like he is now trying to take out a third. So yeah, I guess he just figured that he had to play a little bit safer. You know, he's held off that warp prism attack. You know, had the macro hatch out to make extra units if he needs to. Now he's just going to add a third, like you said. Though it's an incredibly late third, but he was still making drones behind all of that, so he's not going to be behind in drones. He can send them across immediately. I guess that extra macro hatch just give him that option.
But let's just see how much this gateway opening did to the circular. Normally a third will be at maybe 70 harvesters now, and have a third base, maybe even taking a 4th now.
Yep.
Instead, he's on 49 drones. He's actually down 9 harvesters now, 10 now. So he doesn't have that strong economy which you want to have as a Zerg.
Yeah. So is in the Protoss position now. Do you think Elbegast is just going to go for, you know, knowing the kind of passive damage he's done in terms of forcing his opponent not to take a very quick third? Do you think he's now just going to follow it up with a 2-base? 2-base aggression all in, or do you think he wants to look to get his third himself? Because we don't really see all that much tech come from him. We see Blink and we see +1, but we don't really see or +2 rather. But we don't really see all that much tech. We don't see robotics. We don't see, you know, any kind of, you know, high tempo tech.
I think it might be some kind of push, but since he added his 6th gate, he's making immortals now. I believe he could go up to more gateways if he wanted to all-in, and he's on 65 probes. And that's a lot of probes for an all-in.
Yeah.
So, and as we see, he's getting a lot of minerals there. He warped in a lot of stalkers. I think he will actually go for the third here.
Yeah, he has a lot of probes oversaturated his natural and his main. So yeah, that's a very good observation.
Robo Bay there as well. So yeah, probably expansion here. And he's placing those pylons to completely wall it off to the watchtower, maybe with 2 gateways. I like to do that, and a cannon behind it to make it really safe. Okay. But we see actually Johnny has been making units for a very long time. He's still only on 60 drones, so he will maybe try to bust it here when the Protoss is trying to take a third. He got the infestors out and roaches. He doesn't got that many roaches, but we'll see if it's enough. Yeah,
I'm not overly too sure if he can do all that much. He does have these infestors, but just look how many stalkers and immortals there. There's 3 immortals and a whole bunch of stalkers, and +2 has finished. So Johnny needs to be careful. Only has +1 roaches.
Nice blink, sniping those infestors. Really well done.
Yeah, he gets 2 infestors there. Yeah, and he's going to have to back off a little bit. Johnny is now starting to produce drones again behind this. 7 drones on the way. 2 more infestors about to pop as well. We do see Colossus tech coming out for Elbegast, so he is making them Colossus. That's Colossus switch, and is adding a 3rd. So he is playing a little bit safer than his teammate rather than the last map, who got too much tech out on 2 base, and it ultimately cost him the game. But this time Johnny's been kind of forced to make units all game long because he's not overly too sure what his opponent is doing. And but he is, Johnny is getting a nice amount of infestors out. And look,